we never see what we got, then we never get a place in heaven. You can't know Jesus if you know Jesus, and you're never going to go on with him. That's why Jesus says we can't go on together. If we never see what we got, then we never get a place in heaven. You can't know Jesus if you know Jesus, and you're never going to go on with him. That's why Jesus says we can't go on together. If we never see what we got, then we never get a place in heaven. You can't know Jesus if you know Jesus, and you're never going to go on with him. That's why Jesus says we can't go on together. If we never see what we got, then we never get a place in heaven. You can't know Jesus if you know Jesus, and you're never going to go on with him. That's why Jesus says we can't go on together. If we never see what we got, then we never get a place in heaven. You can't know Jesus if you know Jesus, and you're never going to go on with him. That's why Jesus says we can't go on together. If we never see what we got, then we never get a place in heaven. You can't know Jesus if you know Jesus.
Well, I found my faith when I was 20 years of age. I met an auntie, wonderful woman, and I saw her lose a grandchild, a husband, and also turn a car over in a field all within 2 weeks. It was amazing. First grandchild died, my husband died, he was only 54, the grandchild died after only 5 weeks, and I saw her turn a car over in the field, you know, and she was still rejoicing and happy. I said, well, what keeps you going? She said, me faith. Wrong I've done. I was into gambling at the time, a big gambler, always playing on the horses, so I was into gambling in a big way, you know. I was losing a lot of money gambling, so I realised this was wrong vices, and I repented. I said, God, I'm sorry, I want to reform my ways. I worked for Mars then. I worked for the major blue chip company Mars, and I worked for them for many, many years, you know. But their ethic in life was train the salesman to always want to be the best for the company, you know.
Sit down and win it. Be a winner, young man, not a sinner. People's faces, very nowhere, no expression on the faces. If we don't team up with Jesus, we'd have a far better world. So instead of being naughty boys and girls, how about being good boys and girls to Jesus?
So one day we got offered a competition. This competition come through and it said, who is going to be the number one salesman in the company? After 3 months we're going to announce it, and it was a competition, and I said that day, I'm going to win this. I was going to say, I'm going to win this. After the first month, I was 10th in the country. They put league tables out. And the next month I went to 4th. In the final month I went to number 1, you know. I had a girlfriend, Linda, at that time, you know. And when I joined this company, she liked all the trappings that came with it, you know. We used to take her out regularly, we used to club her in Liverpool, we used to go for meals and all that, you know. We used to do the things youngsters do in Liverpool, you know, go around the shops. And we got engaged at the age of 20, amazingly, you know. We were married a year later, you know. I always regret that in many ways, because I think I didn't know my own mind at that time. I was itchy, I got married too young. I still should have been out with the boys, you know, and so I still wanted to go out clubbing it and out with the boys up to the age of 27, 28, you know. So I really had itchy feet at that time. I realised, I mean,
some people don't get a nice little place in heaven. So don't be a sinner, be a winner. That's what God wants, winners, not sinners. See, I've got too much life running through my bones. That's what Jesus had. Don't waste your life, you only get one crack at life, God says. So don't waste it, don't be a sinner,
was the
be a
same as
winner.
a director, and my mother was a bit obsessed with life, you know. Very intense woman, my mother. Very intensive woman. So we were actually sent to church 3 times a day. We'd often say we'd gone when we hadn't gone. We'd keep the collection Mum had given us to put in the collection plate, and we'd go and watch the football in the park. When we got home, Mum used to say, "Are you been to church today? What was the sermon?" I said, "Oh, the shepherd and the sheep, Mum," you know, things like that. But we just been in the park watching the football game. We spent our collection.
sinners that need God. Two little sinners there that need God. 6,500 years. So if you argue with God, you'll never win. He's going to kill you off one day and judge you. So remember, he says, don't argue the rules. The rules have been set, that's how you play the game. You can't argue with the referee, otherwise he gives the red card and sends you off. So don't be a sinner. So lads, you run the women, and the women don't run the men. What's remember? Don't be a sinner. Martin Luther King was a great leader. He was the man that was the leader, and his wife obeyed him in everything. So there we are, we all need Jesus in our lives today, don't we? So don't be a sinner.
My wife had never become a Christian in all them years. The kids had, but my wife hadn't. So my wife said to me one day, look Phil, she said, we've been together 17 years now. I don't want to go this way. You want to go this way. So what we'll do on this occasion, Phil, we'll call it a day. And she let me know in no uncertain terms she didn't want to live with me.
Good thing about Jesus, he can turn all you naughty boys from sinners into winners if you let him. So come on, young lady, what's the opposite to God? God.
She said, look Phil, I don't share your beliefs, so it's unfair for you to put your stance on me. So she was okay, I accepted that. In the end, I didn't see it at the time, but later on I thought back and I thought, well yeah, what she's saying is right. She doesn't follow my same commitment, so it's unfair for me to put these pressures on her, because she sees it as pressure, I see it as love. So I decided then it was time for us to part from one another. The kids were now growing up, so we shook hands and off I went, you know, to do what I believed in. And she got more or less everything at the time. She got the house, it was left for her, but she finally regained that back, and she got everything, you know.
He's always good at challenging us. If we don't team up with God, you better world. We never team up with God, and we never get a place in heaven. That's why Jesus come in the world to die for the sinner. He's always good at challenging us. If we don't team up with God, you better world. We never team up with God, we never get a place in heaven. That's why Jesus come in the world to die for the sinner. Team up with God, you better world. We never team up with God, and we never get a place in heaven. That's why Jesus come in the world to die for the sinner.
And then my son, I've made contact with him a few times over the last few years. I've seen him in Chester a few times, and he just says to me, oh, I know what you're doing, Dad, you keep on with what you're doing now. He said, I've enjoyed seeing you on this occasion, but we don't live in one of his pockets. And I met Lydia, my other daughter, who is training to be an actress down here, and she's made her own little film production in London. And she's just happy to see me in London now and again. But we don't live in one of those pockets. She knows my dream and she's getting on with her life. And so we don't even change phone numbers, you know. If I bump into her, I bump into her. But let them get on with their life. Because I lived with them for many, many years, you know, 14, 15 years. Saw them coming up, bringing them up and things like that. So I let them get on with their lifestyles now. And if they want to see me now and again, you know where I am. They can always give me a contact, you know. We know whereabouts I am in London. So I let them contact me, you know. But I feel as though the whole world out there is my family now.
People's faces going nowhere. Expressionless faces. That's how God will cease the human race. People's faces going nowhere. Faces going nowhere. Expressionless faces. That's how God will cease the